similar way about you. We had Chris Rock up here, and we do this thing called Battle of the Best, and we have the guests sit their name in the bag and say who you think is better, and then your name came up, and this is what Chris Rock had to say.
Yo, man. The only man that puts fear in my heart on stage is Dave motherfucking Chappelle.
Wow, that's big coming from you. Thanks, Chris.
Put fear in your heart.
I'm like, all right. I still might have to take him out, but my adrenaline's going.
Yeah.
Like Dave Chappelle's a beast.
Wow, man.
That's
crazy, and it's funny. I think he's gonna actually take you out on August the 5th, right?
The 5th and the 6th.
In the 6th. But how does that make you feel to have, like, who is it that you would, like, be apprehensive about going on before or after?
I don't know. Evil Knievel or something. Every once in a while you'll be backstage. Yeah, sometimes Donnell be on stage and he'll open the show and I'll hear the crowd scream. I'm like, God damn. Like, I remember in Atlanta the other week, every night he got a standing ovation. And I would tell him, if they stand up tonight, you're fired. And I see him walk that tight. We was fucking around, but it was like, it's fun though. Like when a comedian does real well in front of you, it's still like a fun. It's not even competitive's not the right word, but it's exciting to see a guy or girl go up there and rip it, and then you got to go on after them. And can you do it? It gets less suspenseful as the years go on.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? So, but any given night, your number could be up, and every once in a while, there's a crowd that has your number, or your bag of tricks doesn't work. But most of the time, if they buy a ticket, they want it to work, and they're with you. And you just gotta bring it all to fruition.
I know me, as far as a comic coming to D.C., and there's a lot of great comics coming out of D.C., we used to pride ourselves on that, and that's how you got your name. It's
that's
like,
very true.
Yeah. You know, like you would be on the open mic list. When I first started, people were like, oh, yeah, we're going to put you behind so-and-so and see how you do. But you felt good knowing that you would be challenged to take your game to the next level. It's the same thing like with boxing, whatever, you know. Muhammad Ali, Larry Holmes with his sparring.
Who was the first guy that blew you off the stage?
I don't think I ever got blown off the stage.
Oh, wow. He's conceited. He's conceited.
No, I felt some heat. In D.C., at that time, you'd already left, but Teddy Carpenter was one of those acts
Tell the truth. I know that.
Yeah, Teddy Carpenter's one of those dudes that would, like really bring it to you. I've took some L's.
I'll tell you who got me. Remember Chris Thomas?
Yeah.
Destroyed me. I'd only done stand-up like 4 times. And they were like, we're going to put, Chris Thomas by this time must have been doing stand-up like, what?
42 years.
Yeah. Like,
He's 100 now, not joking.
Yeah, he been doing it, man. And they were like, Dave, we're going to put Chris up next. And then the MC literally goes, you can go home if you like.
Oh, my God.
And I was like, I'm staying. I bombed. It was the worst. I dry mouth bombed. You ever get bombed so bad that you get thirsty?
Part of that was probably, but you were like, I think part of that is because you were like a young comic. You didn't have the experience of knowing how to transfer that energy from one comic to the next.
That's exactly. It was a lack of experience. So cut to like years later, this is when we were all doing like Def Comedy Jam tours. And we were at Madison Square Garden. The show was Chris Thomas, Chris Tucker, and they made me close. Man, I murked that shit.
Yeah, but you was ready then.
That was my Karate Kid tournament night where I was like...
I do remember, it wasn't a comedian, but years ago they had a show called Apollo Comedy Hour. And at that time, the comedians, they didn't really care about, they weren't that important. Like the comedians, they would put them on any slot. So it was a day where they had turned the audience over 3 times to just change the seats. And they kept pushing me back. I was probably only doing comedy for 5 months. And then it was like, we got a special guest. Biz Markie came in.
Oh, dope.
Biz Markie came in and just did a guest spot. Biz Markie came in, destroyed the room, and it was so funny because people was leaving after he left. It was like, we got this new comedian from DC, right? I was like, y'all not gonna do this to me, and because I knew that you couldn't curse, right? My first 2 minutes like, fuck this shit, don't tape this shit, don't, and it was it. But Biz Markie blew me out the water.
A rapper took you down.
Yeah, took me down hard.
Dave did that to me.
Oh, me?
You.
Where?
Donnell Rawlins invited me
Why
to
you had to say my
because
whole
it was
name?
you.
All right.
Donnell
Sound like
Rawlins
a police
invited
officer.
me to a taping of the Chappelle show. Donnell and I were working together with Ricky Lake.
Mm-hmm.
I go down there. He said, yo, we doing a taping tonight. I'm opening up. I was like, oh my gosh, I haven't seen Dave Chappelle since. Dave actually came to the first season taping a Real World reunion with a comedian named Dave. You
That's
was there in
right.
a hotel
That's
with
right.
hanging out, had a good time. I was like, oh my gosh, he may remember me. So I go and I'm sitting in the audience. Dave comes out and was like, oh shit, Heather B.
Oh, shit.
All Glocks down. Let's battle right now. And I look in this heat, fuck a dry mouth. The heat came over my body. He was like, lock the doors. You're not leaving until we freestyle on stage. And I was just like, no, he's like, you sucker MC. I was like, yo. I said, oh shit. Yo, I felt you suck, Dave.
Dave Chappelle all the way to like, I don't know, I can say like mentor somebody or tell them to improve, but that was like pretty, I don't know, I can say pretty aggressive way. We're going to the part of Chris Rock, believing that Dave Chappelle is really good. And in life, right, it's good when you meet somebody that is, in life, when you meet somebody that is way better than you, when you meet somebody that is way better than you, it's good to always give them the applause for it. You know, Dave Chappelle talked about the Chris Talk guy, and also he spoke about in one of his interviews. He spoke about Eddie Murphy. He doesn't do stand-ups anymore, but he is phenomenal. He is like awesome. He's awesome. He's like, man, he's good. He went into movies, so like give credit to who credit is due. You see that somebody's way good than you, man, give him the props for it. You know, this guy sees Dave Chappelle as his mentor as his boss. Chris Rock sees Dave Chappelle as somebody that is great. I'm going to the part of Will Smith and Chris Rock Oscar slap. As Jada Pinkett is separated with Will Smith, does that make Chris Rock happy seeing that they are both separated? Or it's nothing that is a pretty big deal to him? But let's continue with this conversation.
We have a good time, you know? We have a good time.
He did that to me.
That was, we have fun, man.
It was fun.
I miss doing the show sometimes. I don't know that I could ever do it again. So like the hours, and then the context is so different now.
Difference. Like since back then, the world's changed, right?
Yeah. There was no smartphones then.
Yeah.
I remember after I quit my show, and I was in San Francisco, and someone just gave me tickets to Macworld. And I sat in the front, I was by myself. And I watched Steve Jobs introduce the iPhone. And had I known what he was doing, I would stuck a pencil in his chest and tried to save humanity.
That's real?
Yeah. Jesus Christ, I mean, the world is a totally different place.
Yeah.
And as those phones get bigger, we all get dumber. I haven't read a book in years, yet I consume itty-bitty hors d'oeuvres of information all day, every day.
It's I would say it's not a bad thing, you know. Steve Jobs did a good job introducing the iPhone and all, not like that, but it is not a bad thing. You know, phones are good, but it's always good. A lot of people switch from from read books to like audiobooks, right? Still then it's not a bad thing. Whatever medium that you feel that can help you improve, for sure, go for it, you know. Whatever medium that can help you improve, go for it. It's not a bad thing to improve yourself, to get more knowledge. You know, if it's through books, if it's through movies, if it's through whatever medium, conversations, for sure, go for it and get it. It is a good thing, especially when it comes to appreciating people, appreciating people's style, appreciating people the way they treat you and all like that. It is phenomenal.